You gotta buy a hold to make profit. Aidi, 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 Aidi.
Trying to get our Discord up. Why is it not wanting to go? Trying to figure out where in the world my Discord screen went. There we go. All right, now we are up. I believe. All right, guys. Well, anybody have the video up to see if... There we go. All right.
And we're live.
Oh, okay. Hold on one second. I got to kill my feed because it's not pulling up. All right. I got to restart my Discord. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we're live. I'm watching. We're live.
Yeah, I'm just saying I have to restart my Discord because I can't pull anything up.
All good. I'll be here.
Yeah, sorry. Normally we don't have this much difficulty.
This is good. No worries. I know technology today's like perfect. Tomorrow's like a pain. Deal with the all good.
What in the world is going on? Okay, I'm not sure what's going on. I can't seem to go full screen, so... Who has the echo? Is it my audio?
There shouldn't be an echo anymore. That's a delay. It's probably mine because I had the audio turned on and my mic is right here next to the speaker. But I turned it off. I muted it.
Gotcha. Oh, finally. There we go. Okay. Okay, now we're all the way up. I'm back to full screen, so... And we should be back to broadcasting.
All right, we're live.
Yes, sir.
Need you to. We can see your Discord background, everything.
I can't. Well, then I'm on the desktop app. I'm not on the in the
There we
browser. I'm not on the app. So
All right, we are live. Just wanted to say a big thank you to Aidi Finance for having Meech with us today. Thank you for coming out, Meech. This is another presentation. Aidi Finance is in the building. So, Meech, let's talk about Aidi Finance. What is Aidi Finance and how did you guys start? Or should I say Aidi Inu, maybe?
once upon a time, like long ago. Yeah, I think well, let me start. Yeah, I'm Meech. I call me Big Meech. It is actually my name, part of my middle name. So since I was a kid, folks call me Big Meech. So it's kind of stuck. So yeah, well, I say Aidi, some say 80. What's the right way to say it? Well, I think that's the thing. There's no one right way to say it. It all depends on how you want to say it. So it is a type of Inu breed of dog, similar to I guess or as I was no Shib, so she was Inu. So it is homage to that. Our developer uh has has an Inu. So that's kind of where the name kind of came from. That's not the name of his dog, but given he has an Inu, we initially launched March 26th of last year as ID Inu or 80 Inu. And since then, since the initial launch, we've kind of wanted to, given we are a full blown NFT ecosystem um, of offerings. We wanted to be taken more serious in not just the crypto space, but the NFT space, which and that we felt that couldn't be done with the name ID Inu. It was more of a meme. So after a few months or so after launch last fall, we went through a full rebranding. Highly involved our community to help us with the rebrand, and that included a logo contest and help with the actual name itself. So we went from ID Inu to ID Finance, and our logo, which you've seen, was actually designed by a community member. And we had a big logo contest to dozens and dozens of entries. Yeah.
Hey, hang on. Can you lean back a little? Let's see the T-shirt.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. There we go.
Oh, there it is. Look at that merch. Look at that shirt.
Yeah, merch. Yeah, merch store coming soon. So actually, I need to get the other one with the inverted color on the logo. But yeah, the community member, after all dozens of logo submissions, and I have a background in design and HTML development, so I know the right channels to go through. Making sure designs are legit, not copied off somewhere else, or infringing on anyone else's design. So there were a few, unfortunately, that did that. But after doing our due diligence, we were able to come up and decide on what you see now, and it's sticking with us from here on out. So yeah, that's kind of a brief background myself. I am a day one investor. However, I've not been in leadership since day one. I would say I didn't really join leadership. I wasn't asked to join until late last fall. After getting heavily involved in shilling and promoting and pushing the project. Again, with a design background, started doing different designs and stuff like that, and offering my services free of charge. You know, I'm working for my investment, so I'm trying to do whatever I can to help the cause and help my investment go up. So, and they're like, dude, like, why don't you just, well, if you're up for it, we can use your services. You know, here on leadership. I'm like, say less. So here I am. Been here ever since. Could have been sold and gone, but nah, I'm good. I'm loving being the part of this. It kind of takes me out of my day to day and gives me something else to do. So outside of my regular full time job, and I have family, wife, two girls, and it's kind of in a way kind of a hobby, an investment hobby, if that makes sense. So um, I'm big on helping people, and trying to do what I can to give back, and I feel this project helps me do that. So helping people around the world to invest responsibly and better their personal situation. So and it's very educational. So I've learned a heck of a lot since being a part of this project. This last March. So very grateful for it.
That is awesome. Seriously. I completely understand from being, a holder who is really passionate about it, and then all of a sudden you find yourself kind of on board helping the team, and now you're a part of the team.
Yeah, yeah.
I completely understand that. Actually, it's kind of my same story with a different asset that I'm a part of, and now I'm a part of Rocket Ecosystem.
Nice.
Not even entirely sure how this even came about. It just happened.
It just happened, right?
It just happened. So, totally get
Just
it.
happened.
Tell us, how long has AD Finance actually been around for? Because I know you guys are kind of established already. You
Yeah,
guys
well,
are,
yeah, we launched last March 26th. So the e-new part, the finance, the rebrand, of course, that's any rebrand or any from any company or organization, that's not going to be an overnight thing. So it's going to be it's a process and a transition. So that lasted probably a good month or two. So but that was I can't give you exact month, but that began last fall, likely around September, I believe, September, October.
okay, but I mean, either way, the project has been around for quite some time. I mean, not even the rebrand, just as a whole.
Right. Coming up on a year. March 26th will be a year.
Yeah, amazing
To
process.
some to some that would be quite a while, but I think it depends on how you look at it. Uh, Given what we have to offer and what we will have to offer, less than a year is actually no time at all. We've, barely cracked our full roadmap. So notice I said full roadmap. So
Right.
Oh,
yeah, put a pin in that. Yeah, yeah.
I think a lot of people would be easy to see if they went to the website. They would say to themselves, Aidi Verse blockchain ecosystem,
Mhm.
DeFi, NFT gaming, and DEX, decentralized exchange. And correct me if I'm wrong, isn't there um, a swap utility? I want to say ID swap.
Yes, ID Swap launch week one. That release week one of the token launch in March. Literally within 7 days after the token launched, ID Swap V1 released. A couple months ago, we released V2, which included a BSC toggle switch, where now, normally, as folks are used to, they'll, to go to Uniswap, depending on what device they're going to go to Uniswap, um, or I guess on iOS devices, you have to go to PancakeSwap for BSC. Well, with our ID swap, you don't have to do that. You literally just go to ID swap, and it's actually a toggle switch. You go to one place. There's a toggle if you want ETH, and it's not just for our tokens; it's for any any tokens you can swap. So it's not locked to us. So if you want BSC, you can just go there without having to go like to PancakeSwap or wherever else to get a BSC, exchange going. So and pretty soon, now that we're which I'm sure we'll get to in a few moments, looking at Polygon, ID Swap V3 will be coming out with another toggle or another addition for the Polygon network integrated.
So I guess while we're on the topic of it, we may as well dive into it a little bit. Um, 80 or ID, excuse me, ID token
Yeah.
has a couple different pairings, I believe. You guys have a Binance Smart Chain pairing,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys have an Ethereum based pairing.
Mm-hmm.
And soon you guys will have a migration, I believe, going over to the layer 2 Polygon network for the Ethereum based version. I want to say it's token's name is Verse.
Correct. Yep. Then in a few days.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. So yeah,
And excuse me, and I think I said we launched in March. We actually launched in May.
May.
We did
Okay.
launch May. I'm sorry. I think my age is catching up with me. So
No problem. It's no problem. So yeah, no,
I
that's
just wanted
awesome.
to clarify that.
That's a pretty unique feature you guys have with your swap service, or your actually, I don't want to call it a swap, but let's call it what it is. It's an automated market maker, your AMM service that you guys have. I think that's a really unique feature to be able to provide both Binance Smart Chain swaps as well as Ethereum based.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm gonna have to use that. I hope you don't mind. So I'm gonna have to use that. So
no, by all means. I mean, traditionally, anybody who makes themselves an automated market maker or an automated market maker, anybody who really uses those, they usually, just have it for one network. So
Mhm.
most people on the Binance Smart Chain, if they have one, it'll just be set for, Binance Smart Chain, kind of like a fork of Pancake Swap, essentially.
Yeah.
It's hard to start off your own liquidity for everything, but you guys have it for both. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's no easy accomplishment considering. I mean, coding wise, it's not too far off, but
Mhm.
still, I mean, the fact that you can pick and choose is awesome.
Yeah.
So,
And in this, I would say, in line of work or in this industry, you kind of have to do little things like that. I think our one of our biggest challenges is to um, cater to everyone. It's very hard. I've grown up, you know, a person where it just naturally I always have to make. I always felt I need to make everyone happy, and it's impossible. But it doesn't stop us from trying to do what we can, to cater to folks who who have their own preferences as far as networks go. So it and we've barely cracked our full um roadmap, we've still managed to accomplish quite a bit within a fairly short period of time. Like two versions of the swap, and everything's for the most part custom, pretty much. So it's um I personally not come across a swap that has like that toggle switch feature. It's very centralized and one place, one place. You go to one area. You don't have to go different places for different things. So um and I think one of the biggest things that we kind of use always as an example, our devs are like workhorses. After the first V1, after the first version of the swap dropped, folks in the community like, hey, we need this, let's do this, let's do that, or let's make these kind of tweaks, and then a day or two, those things were done. It's not like, okay, we'll work on it and do it, re-release in a couple months, or no, they were like right on it. And that's where they are. Like they're, the heart is definitely in the project and the product. So, but yeah, in this industry, you kind of have to do things like that, and um, continue to not necessarily reinvent, but more improve on what you've already done if you want to survive. Competition is growing, constantly growing, doing more. You got to stay, if not with, then ahead of the curve, and that's what we're trying to do.
absolutely, absolutely. And I personally think that there's room for everybody. I think
Absolutely.
everybody they bring their own unique touch. I want to say, it may not be 150% beyond perfection, but you bring something special to the crypto space as a whole. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at your site right now, and I'm completely amazed. Not just because we've talked about ID Swap, but you guys have so much going for you. And speaking of ID Swap, I see it says here liquidity provisions and rewards, yield farming, live trading with stop limit orders. You guys have done amazing with your swap service. That's insane. I have not seen too many projects actually do this. Especially, I don't think I've actually seen a project do, you know, Ethereum based tokens and finance based tokens. I don't think I've seen that.
Well, and full disclaimer or full disclosure, I should say, um, BSC wasn't initially in the plans, but as I kind of touched on a moment ago, you kind of have to do things to um, not necessarily reinvent, but improve on what you're already doing and to help cater to folks. So at the time, we were running into an issue. Well, a lot of folks were having issue with, as we do today, with gas, Ethereum gas, right?
Uh,
Astronomical fees. So our dev was like, look, okay, so here's a solution. Let's launch a BSC token where folks can, of course, buy, same supply, same tokenomics, 1% burn to the burn wallet, and redistribution to holders. Token, everything's exactly the same, supply and all. But in addition, let's build a bridge so folks can buy on the BSC side and transfer those tokens over to the IDE side, where the main utility would be. So the original objective of the BSC token was just to be able to buy it cheap, get it cheap and transfer it to the east side. That's it. That was the initial plan. We hadn't really had any other thoughts like, hey, let's make something more of it. That wasn't a thought to begin with, full disclaimer, but the full disclosure. But as we go on, we're like, okay, again, what more can we do with what we have? We have to continue to, elevate and grow and, improve on what we're doing. We're like, okay, so we have a token over here. And not just that, over here we're seeing this, but in this ear, we're like, what about BSC? What about BSC? What about BSC? What about us? What about us? From all these holders. And we're like, okay. So let's get these folks out of our DMs, at least, make room for other folks to hit our DMs. And so now we're like, okay, so we have this token. What can we make out of it? And what more can we do with it? Why not? It's there. Let's use it to its full potential. So now we're coming up with ways to give it utility, much like we have on the ERC20 side. So because the bread and butter essentially for IDE token, what we call the end game, like for the MCU, the end game of the whole the MCU saga. Is ID PlayFi. ID ETH is supposed to be or will be the utility, the main utility token, the currency, the main currency for ID PlayFi. That's the end game for it. Our main project lead, or actually not wasn't Chris, but our dev was like, imagine PlayFi. And I remember we asked him like about PlayFi. He's like, look. Imagine PlayFi as our own version of the metaverse. That's what PlayFi is, and I'm like mind blown. So okay, got it. I'm on that page because I think that's that's one kind of misconception some folks have when they kind of do a little research. They're like, okay, where's the game? When's the game? Or like, no, there will be games, but the games will be housed inside of PlayFi. Like, we're not offering just a game or just this or just that. we are offering a suite of software platforms for the games to be housed on, or NFTs or like IDCraft to be housed on. So we're essentially an NFT startup. We are a company startup. We're trying to do what's not being been done or being done. And the way the entire ecosystem, where we hold on to that term ecosystem, because um, everything, literally every token, every utility is not figuratively, but physically interconnected to one another. Literally, one way or another, everything is connected and affects something else within the ecosystem.
And the one thing I think you guys are coming in right at the best time in the market here, especially with the NFTs, because everybody already knows what happened over at OpenSea. So I mean, you guys, I looked at the layout and everything last night. It looked beautiful. After I spent the first 10 minutes just playing with the background on the website.
Yeah, that gets everyone. Dude, we've actually had like people reach out to us and wanting to actually ask our permission to copy our website. Like, no lie.
I was impressed. Like I said, I sat there for about 10 minutes just playing with it and moving all of it. I was like, all right, I got to find something else to do here.
Yeah, it gets us all, even me. So I promise you.
All right. Speaking of you'd mentioned the word NFT a few times. Speaking of NFT, let's talk about AidiCraft. I'm a
Hmm.
big fan of this. I remember when it first was released. I saw a tweet online, and I actually tagged a bunch of NFT artists that I know, and I told them,
Hmm.
"Hey guys, check out. Let's look at IDCraft. I mean, let's check this out. They've got something big going for themselves right now, and this is
Hmm.
good exposure. Can you talk to us a little more about that?"
Yeah, Adacraft is our custom NFT uh ground up platform. We just launched the where we consider it kind of it's our version 2, but in reality it is the actual full working version 1, as Chris usually appropriately states. Why is this the case? I believe last October, so when we initially launched IDCraft, we fell victim to, again, insane Ethereum fees, gas fees, making it extremely difficult for folks to mint. You know, to mint, and not just mint, buy as well. So we went back, and our dev was like, "Okay, we're going to let's pivot, and we're going to make these upgrades." And that's what they did. So they integrated the lazy minting feature, added wrapped ETH and USD T or Tether payment options as well. So with the biggest thing about AnyCraft is our as I personally like to say, I personally call it our premier token, Verse. Is the main utility for our token for IDCraft, where you can list NFTs for free if listed in Verse. And if folks want your NFT, they pay in Verse, or have the option at least to make an offer in wrapped ETH or USDT, as well as alternatives if they don't want to buy Verse. So, so now, yeah, we're again, since we've been dealing with the insane Ethereum gas fees, we're like, okay, so while we're making these other upgrades per se, adjustments, some bug fixes and upgrades such as OpenSea integration. Well, let me rewind for a second. So it does have OpenSea integration where you mint on IDCraft and you can buy off of OpenSea. However, the upgrade they're making, it is just a one-way integration. So now they're working on launching or upgrading IDCraft where you can buy OpenSea minted NFTs within ID Craft. So it'd be that two-way, integration. So that's what they're currently working on along with a few other things as well. So yeah, ID Craft, that's what it is. You're able to mint whether it's videos, music. I've personally been in and out of Twitter Spaces, connecting with smaller NFT artists, larger NFT artists, just NFT artists of different mediums as well, to let them know we are here and we're open for business. So and actually you can see my metal plate minted or in metal plate NFT here. It's called Treehouse. Shout out to Serendipity. Serendipity NFT. So he designed that NFT that I purchased in Verse. And so now it's hanging up on my wall behind my desk. So
Nice.
yep. So
Very
definitely
cool.
check it out. IDCraft.io. And it will have Polygon integrated as well, post migration.
Okay. I was just about to ask that. For anybody watching, I know you guys can't see this, but anybody watching, I was bringing up the website. So as you were talking about it,
Thank you.
was scrolling through all of that.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Speaking of the site, Josh, should we bring it up so everybody else can see it and we can go through the website?
Yeah, we can definitely do that. Let me.
Beautiful
pull back up
website.
here.
I think everybody should be able to see this. This is beautiful.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, I have a history of design, and I've done a number of websites, and it's very smooth.
Definitely.
It
Definitely.
is. And like I said, that background, I can sit there and play with that for a long time. So it definitely is.
Yeah, I was actually playing with it myself before the call, so I'll admit it.
I don't know what
It's
it is.
catchy.
It's just kind of addicting. It's definitely, I mean, a great layout too. You know, you kind of get to see everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep, and definitely check out the white paper. It is some a very good reading, and excuse me, and educational. I didn't write it. I didn't write it. I designed it, and going after I completed the design of it, I was really actually mind blown, because if you go to the roadmap on the website, that is literally and kind of what I touched on earlier when I said not the full roadmap. What you see on the website is literally just a fraction of the website of the roadmap. That's
Sure,
not
the
the entire
kind of
roadmap. But if you
highlights.
look at the white paper, you'll see
Oh
where
yeah,
we're headed.
yeah. I looked at that
Big
and
fan.
I was like, this is like a small book. Got a
Yeah, I
lot
think
going
what,
for
30
you.
something pages. Oh,
Yep.
trust me, I was tired after that one. I said, I don't know if I do another white paper ever after this one.
Well, this is actually the way a white paper should be designed. It's supposed to be exceptionally detailed. You know, there's new concepts of light paper and whatever else everybody is starting to use with the meme tokens and the, coins that or tokens that really just have no purpose whatsoever.
Yeah.
But yours, I mean, this is a proper white paper document. This is how it's supposed to be done. This
Yeah,
is very
thank you. Yeah. That thing when folks ask me, like even family members, a cousin of mine asked me just a couple of days ago, he's like, "What do you think about this token?" My first question was, "Okay, what's it do?" I'm not familiar with it. I'm like, what's its utility? That's my first question. What's its use case? What's the utility for it? What's its purpose? He couldn't tell me, so I'm like, okay. It's like I have some work to do with him, but
Hey, they got to learn one way, right?
you gotta learn, man. Yeah, exactly. That's how you're gonna last in this space. I in my own point of view, in my own thinking, I personally feel, and actually seen within the last year, a huge transition in the crypto space of meme tokens searching for that, or utility piece there, because you just can't make it. You're not going to make it on just meme alone anymore. I think a couple years ago it was, but now these days everyone is becoming more educated, and they're like, okay, so what more do you have to offer? Why should I invest in your project versus the next guy? What do you
Right.
what are you going to do for me?
Right. That's the big one.
Can't survive on hype alone. You just can't. So
No.
if you have that utility, when the market is down, it doesn't affect you as heavy or as hard as other projects that have no purpose, or just meme projects. Because in this case, if someone wants an NFT really bad, they're if Bitcoin is down to 29K or Ethereum is down to 2,000, guess what? They're still going to buy that NFT regardless.
Right.
If they want it, they're going to buy it.
And
It's a little
the
bit better
perfect
from
time.
if Ethereum is down.
Yeah, it's the absolute perfect time. Get it cheaper while you can.
Exactly. Yeah. This is the time. If Ethereum is down, especially if Ethereum is down, this is the time you want to go to the marketplace and buy that NFT. Because 0.3 ETH, at when Ethereum is at $3,000, 0.3 ETH is a heck of a lot more than if the 0.3 ETH is if it's at what, $2,300.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, definitely. I like to call it the red tag clearance special.
Right?
Absolutely.
Gotta take advantage. Gotta take
Exactly.
advantage.
Yeah. So definitely pay attention to those four prices. It's what, bear market or a tough market when things are down. It's all perspective and how you look at it. Some see it as, oh gosh, we need to get a tweet from Elon. Oh my gosh, we got to do this. We need something to help us. Where others are like, all right, it's time to go shopping.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Time to fill up those bags and max
Fill 'em
them
up.
out.
Yeah, because that's what the whales do. That's how they become whales.
Yeah, this is the moments they wait for. They capitalize.
Yeah.
They
Some
control all
cause these moments, but arguably, but this is yeah, like I said, these are those times where they they load up even more.
Of course, it always happens for me, in my personal experience, always happens when I'm short on money.
Tell me about it. I have a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old, and one is in karate, and like, oh gosh, yeah. So yeah, I
Oh,
understand.
wow. You got your hands full.
Oh, and they're both girls. Call them my little
Oh.
women. I'm like the only guy in the house.
I got a 15-year-old
Love 'em to
girl,
death,
so
Oh, jeez.
All right, Josh, you can take it away from here. If you can bring up the website, you can go through it for everybody. I'm gonna
which
mute my mic in the background so you can.
I actually was while we were all chatting. I was scrolling through, so we had it up there. But I can go ahead and let's switch back here. I was actually just kind of scrolling through the white paper for everybody to see and just show the amount of information that you have on there.
Yeah, it's quite a bit of information.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Easter eggs. Just saying.
Oh,
That was
Oh,
the
yeah.
selling point for me. And to be honest, you know how people just randomly post things on your Twitter account and you have no idea why they're posting that, but whatever. That's how I
Yeah.
found out about you guys.
Oh, wow, really? Okay.
Yes. And I went directly to the website and I don't know what convinced me to do it, but I had a good feeling. I went to the site, I didn't look at anything except the white paper.
The white paper.
That's what the seller point for me was. I saw that white paper, I saw how professionally it was done, I saw everything you guys are doing. Completely blew me away. Invested, joined your Telegram, never said a word, sat back the entire time.
It's kind of absurd, yeah.
Yep, watched. I watch though. I monitor. You know, I know it's my responsibility as an investor to keep myself up to date, so I pay attention to the updates. But you guys are a phenomenal dev team, and God, I just want everybody to see your site and see your white paper. I want everybody to see it. It's amazing.
I appreciate it. It's a lot. It's hard work, that's for sure. It's a lot of work. You know,
Mm.
we're we're all the entire team. We're all volunteers for the project, just doing what we can to help the project and help our own investments grow. You know, that's we're just doing the best we can. So yeah,
Definitely.
but thank you. I appreciate that. I know they're listening, and they appreciate that as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, like I said, like Ricky touched on, you know, with this white paper is just amazing, and it is something I personally always go to as well, just because it tells a lot about a dev team to me, um, how integrated and how much information their white paper actually has. You know, if
Mhm.
you're going to spend the time on something like that, that definitely means that details are being paid attention to and not sloppy. You know, I've looked at some white papers from some of the degen tokens and stuff, and it's like an image with like 3 words. It's like, you guys just don't have any plan for this after the hype of a launch, do you?
Those 3 words, just so everybody knows, those 3 words are
When Moonster.
to the moon.
To the moon. Oh god, yeah. Like, yeah, what's your roadmap to the moon? Like, yeah, you and everyone else, right? Yeah, and yeah, our project. We tell folks all the time, like, look, if you're gonna invest in us, we're not gonna go tell someone like, go spend your life. No, absolutely not. Like, do your research. You know, do your research in this. All you know, look, we have a YouTube channel. We have obviously a website, white paper. Do your research. Figure out what you're putting your money in. And it's heck, not even just us. No matter what you're investing in, you need to babysit your money. Don't invest and then just go off the map and then come back 9 months later. Crap, what happened? And what happened? Like what happened? Like, dude, where have you been for the last 9 months?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you know, if you're going to if someone wants to borrow your car or something like that, are you just gonna just let them drive it off and not wear it? You know, it like okay, and 5 months later, no, you want to know where your stuff is, you know, like where you going, when you time you're going to be back, you know. So you this is your investment. This is your money, like for crying out loud. Heck, this is my daughter's, future college fund. I'm doing everything I can, I physically and possibly personally can to help this project succeed. And it's not going to happen overnight. Absolutely not. You know, we're not a hype project by any means. We're not looking to thrive on hype. Hype is temporary. We're thriving on utility. The utility is forever. Hype is temporary. Utility is forever.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's amazing, like your story though, how you were a holder and then, you know, kind of came up into the team and stuff because you want your project to succeed for the exact reason, like you said, you know, possible college fund and things like that. Those are the kind of community members, you know, that really also help make a project. You know, those that are going out and they're going to work for their bags. Um, you know, sometimes you just see a dead coin and kind of wonder what's going on, and it's because, you know, it's always the same maybe couple people going out and doing it. So
Yeah, I mean, and it gets me every now and then. You get someone, everyone has their own ways and different ways of viewing things. It gets me the ones that get me are like, well, I invested, you work for me. I'm like, no, 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 wait. I don't work for you. I don't work for you. I'm working for my investment for one. They're like, you work for me, and it's not my job to make me money. And I'm like, wait, it's not my job to make you money either. I'm trying to make myself money, number one, you know. And number two, Elon has all the money in the world. You think he doesn't put out a tweet or something for Tesla once in a while? You know, if he can promote his product, what makes you think you shouldn't promote?
Absolutely.
What makes you think, you shouldn't promote your investment?
Exactly.
And
If he has all the money in the world, he's set, his kids are set,
but
grandkids, family, he's not hurting for he'll spend, a night out on dinner, with some making a year and not even bat an eye. And he's promoting his product.
absolutely, because I mean, his name's attached to it, and he wants to see it succeed just as much as anybody else. So, and the one thing too is, I mean, if you can rally a community behind it, you get that pride of ownership and everything like that. Plus, I think the way things are going with the BSC space, at least on that side, is you're throwing money away anytime you're trying to really market with these people. $300 for a tweet that you have to type. It's like you're doing all the work and all they do is copy and paste it.
Yeah. We've learned that, like, paying Twitter influencers and all this stuff, it doesn't give the hype that many think and feel. It's just money that could go somewhere else more effective. It's great someone has 200,000 followers, and that's good for them. How many of them are legit followers? That's the question, number one. And there's no guarantee, you're not going to get the ROI that you're expecting. It just doesn't work. But that's what some are used to. You can't fault them for that.
Right. So what do we have coming up next for you guys? I know it's a Friday, I believe.
Yep. I have to be careful what I say. I can't give out too much information. So I kind of have to, I'm trying not to let anything slip out. So, I stay out of trouble. Yes, migration is Friday. For Verse. For right now, it's just Verse, and as you can see from our chart, it is looking absolutely lovely. From a couple of days ago, it's at like 28 cents. As of today, right now, I think it's around 80 cents. So a lot of folks loading up before the migration. We're essentially launching as a new token on Polygon. So that means, new coin market cap application, CoinGecko as well. And, folks look for those new projects to invest in. And given we're already established, I personally feel it's going to be a wonderful day. So that's going to be a very nice couple weeks coming up. So
you mean essentially you guys are gonna have to go back to hearing, sir, when BS or when CMC,
When CMC.
when CG, when moon.
At this point, it's always going to be win something.
When
Oh,
Lambo.
right.
WEN.
Right. We are hoping we are Chris is fast tracking and hoping for it to launch for CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko to happen on Friday on launch day. Of course, that's our hope, our plan, but CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko may have something different. But that's our hope, our plan. So I personally don't see why it shouldn't happen, at least come Monday for sure. So, but I don't see why not. But that's our hope for it to actually happen. Launch date on Friday. So we will have tomorrow evening. We're going to have a full AMA, pretty much dedicated mostly to the migration. We do have an FAQ document out there. We'll also be launch the timeline as far as the snapshot trading when Verse transactions will be frozen, of even when the airdrops will happen. So we'll be launching that as well within the next 24 hours. So, or releasing that, I should say. So that's the very next thing. That's currently happening now. The verse migration to Poly. The next thing, for our BSC folks, is our very unique. We keep saying a very unique BSC utility that is launching. We'll be releasing that information. I want to say the 7th, March 7th, I believe. Again, my memory's like not there. Within the first week of March. It's pinned in our group. Actually, I want to make sure get it right here. Everything 1 second, guys. Yep, March 7th. Yep, March 7th, we will be revealing what the utility is. The real utility will not be launched on the 7th, but what it is will be launched on the 7th, and it's not anything small. It's nothing minor. It is pretty big. It is a utility that 100% relies on IDBSC. If you want to use it, which a lot of people will want to use it, you have to have IDBSC for it. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. So that's the next thing. And then within all of this, we're still working on our roadmapped utilities, ID Connect, which is our token tracker application that's still in development. So our developers are working on IDCraft. We do have a team of developers working on IDCraft, bugs, and upgrades simultaneously as ID Connect feature as well. We as everything else. So come July, we'll be looking at migrating IDE to Polygon. Why July or June? I should say. I'm sorry, June. Why June? Because that's when the liquidity unlocks for IDE. So we'll be able to make those steps for that. So that's pretty much it as of right now. I know we do have a metaverse contest that actually ends tomorrow. We're essentially taking our first steps to kind of go in the direction of getting into the Aidi Verse, or not Aidi Verse, the metaverse. Sorry. It could play into ID Play Fi. It could play into our new BSC utility that we're launching soon. Not sure. Yeah. But yeah, we that's essential. That's what we are headed in that direction to get into the metaverse. So a lot of things happening right now in different areas. So juggling quite a bit.
Well, definitely sounds like you guys are keeping busy on every front there.
Yes. Yeah, and we told folks all the time, like, look, just because you guys don't see us in chat doesn't mean we're just twiddling our thumbs. And then, like, we do kind of actually have things to do, but we're here. You just may not see us as much or as often as you're used to seeing us, but we are here. We're around.
That's definitely what I personally tell our chat and stuff. It's like, I'm here, I'm seeing messages, but I'm usually working or learning on something. And
yeah, and we're talking, like, and keep in mind also, we're working full-time jobs and families as well. Yep. So it's a juggling act. So
right, people need to remember not to confuse silence for lack of work.
Exactly.
I mean, there is more to life than just doing things on the internet all day long.
All day.
You're going to get work done if you're always trying to explain it. You can't.
Absolutely right.
Yes.
That is fact.
So, well, I personally do not have any questions. I don't know if there's anyone in chat that has any more questions, or Ricky, if you had anything.
No, I mean, we've talked about literally everything. The only thing, did you pull up the site for everybody to see?
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
And I can briefly say definitely everyone please research the site. Any answer, any question that the answer one way or another is on the website for sure. The differences between the tokens, ID ETH, ID BSC, of course, like I said earlier, they're the same, just different networks. We do have our bridge, and then there's Verse as well. What's special about Verse? Verse, as of right now, at least up until Friday, rewards Ethereum automatically to holders who have more than 500 Verse tokens. Automatically, you can manually claim them. However, you're covering the gas on yourself. Or just triggering a buy or sell will automatically trigger the Ethereum. Or even what I found out, making a purchase on IDCraft will also trigger the Ethereum rewards. I actually thought I got away with like a free transaction on IDCraft. I'm like, crap, I still have all my ETH. Like, what happened? And I messaged the dev and stuff, and they're like, he's like, or actually, I messaged Chris, and he was like, it looks like your pending rewards from Verse covered your NFT purchase. I said, what?
Winning.
What? Right. So that's definitely an added bonus. So, but yeah, as of right now, up until Friday, you get every transaction. Verse has a 12% tax to it. A portion of that, 4% of that goes through for the Ethereum rewards. The more Verse you hold, the more Ethereum you're rewarded. It happens in a round robin style, as we call it, from top to bottom. So those with only 500, they're going to get the least. Those with the highest amount of Verse tokens, they're going to get more. So it happens in tiers. So after Friday, that is going to transition to Matic rewards once it launches on the Poly network. So I really feel Verse is going. I feel all of our tokens are going to do something special, but as of right now, in the immediate future, given the migration, Verse is going to do something very, very special, especially given the lot lower gas fees on the Poly network, and the 5 million supply, which is only 200,000 remaining in Uniswap right now. So wow. As that supply gets lower, that squeeze happens, and every purchase will cause quite a bit of a jump. So
sure,
I'm looking forward to.
That sounds great, and I definitely think, I mean, from a dev side, moving over to something a little bit easier like the Polygon and Matic, everything like that. I mean, it really does open up different avenues, I think, for a team. And the big thing, kind of like you touched on, is just the gas fees of ETH have been ridiculous. Obviously lately they've come down to reality, but I mean, for a moment there, it was $200-300 just for a single transaction.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it happens in cycles. Yeah, it'll come down now, but in another month or so, who say it doesn't go? It's going to go back up.
Oh, yeah.
It'll go back up. It always does, and we'll be right back there again. So it happens like I said, in cycles. So now we just and with 2.0 and limbo, no one knows what's going to happen with 2.0 or when it's actually going to happen. And when it does, if it's actually going to be as effective as we're led to believe. I personally don't think it's going to be as cheap as the Poly network. It'll be cheaper than it is, but will it be as cheap as Poly? I don't see how will be the case. But again, that's just my own personal point of view. So, and the Poly network is becoming a lot more popular in the NFT space. Faster transaction speeds, and it's proven to work very well in the NFT space. It's very popular. So again, it's just another way of us adjusting and pivoting to what's happening and try to stay with or ahead of the curve. Yeah, again, with 2.0 nowhere in immediate sight, we don't have the luxury of just sitting around and waiting for 2.0 and relying on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we still have a business to run.
Yep, gotta get out in front of it.
Yep. Exactly.
Cool, great. I definitely appreciate you coming on here. And for anybody that does watch this later on or anything like that, please make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe. We're gonna be trying to bring more of these, just kind of chats with different teams, and more frequent basis and everything like that. We're just kind of getting started, and so we definitely love, having you guys on or having you on and kind of talk about your project and everything like that. And hopefully we can keep doing that. Again, this is free advertisement. We're not charging you or anything. We're just a couple of people wanting to sit down, learn projects that we think everybody else, should know about.
Cool. Yeah, I absolutely delighted to be here. So yeah, it was definitely chill. I really appreciate you guys having me and here to talk about the project. And hey, let's do it again sometime. So
Sure.
I'm
Oh,
fully open.
definitely. Yeah, we can in a couple months after you guys have your Polygon pairing come and a few more check marks have been made on the roadmap, we can definitely revisit, have you guys come back, give a nice update and see where we're going from there because we view these videos that we do as a way we can help people try to get their name out there, and you guys are not, you know, a new token that really needs that sort of kind of thing, but at the same time it's like, I don't, think it's a bad thing because if let's say you were to go on I don't know, you were to find any YouTuber, I mean, they're just going to give you a 5 to 10 minute video. And to be honest, anyone who's ever watched those, you walk away with just knowledge of somebody just sold me this token because that's what they pretty much got paid to do. But it's not really about that to us. To us, it's like we want to know what your token is, who you guys are. We want to get a actual feel of you guys. We want to know both aspects, and we want to go through the website, the white paper. I mean, they're the last guys we had on here, Snafu Elite, awesome guys. We took a look at their contract. We actually dived into their smart contract and we took a look at it, and it was awesome. It was just good to see that we were able to, do that for good tokens that people are not paying attention to that are kind of flying under the radar,
On the radar, yeah.
doing big things. And
Yeah.
that's how I look at you guys. And I, when I invested initially, I was like, how does anybody not know about these guys? Why are they just like they're hiding under a rock, but in plain sight? How doesn't no one see them? They're
And
doing amazing things.
again, and it's okay because that means you're in early. They'll learn one of these days, but soon enough, and you can be the ones to say like, "Hey, I was already in, so I have my spot." So yeah, well, we're going to get there.
Absolutely.
I'm certain we'll get there.
Yes, sir.
It's a
Well, Big
process.
Meat, it's been a pleasure to have you on, and thank you for coming to hang out with us today and talk about ID Finance. And it's been awesome, man. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Absolute pleasure's mine. I appreciate you guys having me. Let's do it again. Hit me up after this BSC announcement.
Definitely.
Utility
We'll do
announcement.
that.
We
Definitely will.
it's been really hard not to let it out.
Well, again, yeah, we definitely do appreciate you coming on here. Link to your guys' website is in the description of the video. I know from there you guys have your link tree. I was gonna start putting links, and then I'm like, this is way too many links. So you guys got your link tree on the website and everything that people can go to, and I really appreciate it. And like I said, I want to see what happens here in the next coming months once you guys get some more news coming out.
Sounds good. I want to see what happens next year. I'm still trying to track down a DeLorean time machine. I've not had any luck yet, so I might just have to wait it out.
Well, I think
Appreciate you.
yep. Well, I think with that, we will go ahead and stop the stream here and let you get back to your family, and we can get back to ours, and we will touch base again soon.
All right, sounds good. Appreciate you guys. We'll talk soon.
Take care, guys. One last thing, just to make sure everybody knows, everything that was spoken about today is just a conversation between a couple of guys just hanging out, trying to give you information about their project. It's not financial advice, and always do your research. We've given you website, we've showed you the website. You've heard it from a member of the team. You've heard everything you need to go research for yourself. Do not purchase just because of anything that was said on this video today. Do your research. Always do your research. None of this was financial advice.
And if you only have $500 to your name, please don't invest it. If that's your rent money, please don't.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Never
Invest
invest anything you can't afford to lose.
Family
Exactly.
first. So
Definitely.
with that note, we'll let everybody go.
All right. Appreciate you guys.
All right, take care.